tonight. So, try to take a hush.
All right, you guys. I am so freaking sad. I am back in the United States. Oh, I had such a great time. It was a great visit. Oh my goodness. For you brothers that are kind of sick and tired of the black girl hot summer thing and all that other stuff and city girl shit, and you want a decent type woman that is out there, they're out there. They're out there. You might have to go to another country like I did and just see, just to see what you can find. And I'm telling you, whoo, even if I wasn't looking for something, the views, the way I was treated, it was an experience within itself. Let me just say that. So if you are a single brother and you are looking for adventure and fun and women that are just spectacular, they're here in the United States, but most of those women are usually taken, if you ask me. So, hey, you guys, I'm Donovan Sadiq. I am unapologetic. This is my avenue of the show. I want you to bear with me because I'm going to be going live on YouTube as well. So I just want to get in here and talk about a few things. So let me just give it a second here. I want to welcome you guys to the show. It is Free Flow Friday. I'm known as the Recovering Democrat, Donovan Sadiq. And we're going to get started here and see what is going on. Let's go live and get everybody involved that could be involved, right? So, hey, you guys, it is me, Donovan Sadiq, and I am the Recovering Democrat. It is Free Flow Friday. Here's what we're going to talk about today, and I'm glad you guys are here and you are with me. And let me share this real quick with my platform there because people love to hear me rant and rave. But my friend Dimitri K has always told me it's not about what I say, it's my delivery. And unfortunately, my delivery isn't for everybody. So if you're watching this or listening to this right now, please like, share, and help me out there and just get this message out, because what I got to say today is going to be very, very important. And it is amazing to me how we are not hearing anything from people who were coming down on us, telling us that, we don't know what we're talking about. Biden has changed. Biden is this. Oh, he's going to do that. We told you in the new black media exactly what Joe Biden was going to do. And it's just amazing to me at how silent these people have now actually become. But I'm not shocked or surprised. So if you've been watching the news last couple of days, the Democrats are imploding within themselves with factions within the Democratic Party. Now, these factions within the Democratic Party are fighting for certain things. And I have to applaud the progressive wing who went out and did what they were supposed to do in regards to, excuse me real quick, getting this feedback here. God, I haven't been on this in a while, so please, you guys, bear with me. Bear with me here. Let's see. There you go. But the progressive wing was doing what they were supposed to do and holding these people accountable as they voted for certain things. And then when it was time for them to get what they wanted, Nancy Pelosi and the moderate Democrats and the corporate Democrats and the corporate war hawks all reneged on it. And so now they're saying, you know what? If we're not going to get what we want, nobody's going to get anything. And they're holding the line. Now, my question to you guys is this. How many progressive Democrats are there in the Congress? How many of you guys know how many progressive Democrats? I don't know exactly how many, but I do know it is not over 30. It's not over 30. Now, my other question for you is, how many congressional black talkers are there? How many of you guys kind of keep up with how many congressional black talkers there are? Hey, Olivia, how are you doing? How you doing? It's been a little while, so bear with me. I'm doing a podcast and a video cast at the exact same time. Dimitri K is not going to be here today. We are going to see her on Sunday. She is taking care of some business down in Houston, so I am going to bear the bird today and kind of get some stuff out here. But I just want to share this with you as well. If you guys have seen my caption, you guys see that I have a very interesting picture I want to share with you guys. And I'm going to put it back there because, not that one. I don't want that one. I'm going to put it back there because it represents what is going on in the Congress with the Congressional Black Talkers. And I say Congressional Black Talkers because all they do is talk. Now, I happen to know there are 53 active members. If you guys look behind me here, coonflakes. This is called coonflakes. And, you know, this is what white people are eating, and this is what they're doing. They love coonflakes. And of course, you got your Stevens out there. They love coonflakes as well. But there are actively 53 members of the Congressional Black Talkers, okay? I've been telling you guys this for a very long time. A pawn in a game of chess is a very powerful piece if it's moved strategically, right? So you've got Joe Manchin and Sinema in the Senate, 2 senators that are holding up legislation, and they had to go to Sinema and Joe Manchin and to ask them, what is it that you want? What's up, Thunder? What's happening? So they had to go to those 2 senators and say, what is it that you want? Isn't that amazing? When it's something that's going to hold up the agenda, they are asking them, what is it that you want? We'll give you, what is it that you want so we can get this legislation passed? 2 senators. Now, when the Asian bill came up to make them a protected class, on the first try, by the way, what were they asked? How many senators did it take for the Asian bill to pass? And what did they tell Joe Biden? If we don't get an Asian bill, 2 senators now, remember, the Senate is 50-50. They said, if we don't get an Asian bill, none of your agenda is going through. 2 people. 2 people. And they got what they wanted. So you mean to tell me, doing the numbers, hey, Sunlight, yes, I'm back. Unfortunately, I want to cry. I need to get back to the Dominican Republic. Anyway, but I love my sisters. Don't get me wrong, but I had a very, very good time over there. But 2 members of the Asian senators pushed in legislation and got what they wanted. So let's do the math. If there's 53 active members of the Congressional Black Caucus, there's only 13 votes that decide the control of Congress itself, the House. 13 votes. So let's do the math. If there's 53, that means the Congressional Black Talkers have 40 votes plus that they can push their agenda any way they want. Any way they want. So here we are in this debate debacle, which is to make you and I think, oh my gosh, the Republicans are united. They're saying, no, we're not voting. We're good. But we already know what the Republicans are going to do. We already know that, right? So, Republicans, steadfast, they're on code. They ain't doing nothing. Have you guys been paying attention to what Nancy Pelosi has been saying in press conferences? Nancy Pelosi is on record to have said, I cannot and will not bring a bill to the floor that doesn't have the votes. Let me say that again. Nancy Pelosi said, and I quote, I will not bring a bill to the floor that does not have the votes. Now, you guys are probably sitting there saying, well, so what? What does that mean, Donovan? Okay, I'm going to tell you what it means. We can't even get a study on reparations because she doesn't have the votes. So what does that mean? We know the Republicans ain't voting for it, but she has the Democratic votes. So you mean to tell me there are Democrats that are against black people studying reparations? How come nobody's blowing that up in the media? But we in the black media have been telling you guys this is what's going on. She won't bring bills to the floor if she doesn't have the votes. She has the votes to do whatever she wants to do. Infrastructure bill, Asian Pacific this, Asian Pacific that. So you mean to tell me, you're telling me the Democratic Party is the party of black people and civil rights and all this other stuff, but yet she doesn't have the votes to push the agenda that black people put a lot of these Democrats into positions that they're in, and you don't have the very votes to push our agenda? Right. Just like Sunlight said, the Dems are against it. Thunder, this means that they are against it. Right. Democrats. We know the Republicans are against it, but there are Democrats against it. Who are these Democrats? But that's even besides the point. Let's look at it like this, Sunlight and Thunder and Olivia. Let's look at it like this. If I have 40 votes plus to control the Congress, why is any of their agenda being pushed forward then? True, Sunlight. Sunlight says there are black voters among us who are against it. You know, and that's true too. But my point is this. Knowing that we have 40 plus votes supposedly in a 13-seat swing vote of power, why is any agenda being pushed? If the Congressional Black Caucus represents black people, then why isn't the leverage being used to push some things for black people? That's what I want to know. But you've got this lady here who's been in Congress for 4 years, just got there. She's the head of the Congressional progressive wing, and she's playing hardball with the big ballers. She's playing hardball with the big ballers. Saying, nope, ain't nothing passing here. We want the bigger bill first before we do anything else. We want the Senate to vote first. Right, yeah, and Thunder says, they are not there for us. They are black in name only. Right. And if you go to their webpage, like we've been telling you guys, they even say that. They say we're for everybody. And when black people are included in the everybody agenda, we're the least likely to benefit. But this goes to show you, if these people really knew what they were doing, if I had a 40 vote count majority in my caucus, I would run government. Everything I would want, I would get. Just about. But we're not getting anything. Did anybody ever notice that when a few African leaders came to the United States, Joe Biden was not there to meet them, but he sent Kamala Harris? Did anybody notice that? He met with the French guy. He met with the Ukrainian guy. He met with the European guys. But when the African guys came, he didn't meet with them. He sent Kamala Harris and other people. But we're the problem, the new black media. We're the problem by pointing this stuff out. And again, where is all these black Joe Biden supporters and get out the vote and skew-wee, we've got the vote and skew-wee. Where's the black boule? Where's the black boule? Where are these people that are so smart? And I went to some of my friends that I know that are HBCU graduates and whatever. You know, you're an HBCU graduate, but you work for a white corporation. Well, Donovan, you joined the military. Yeah, but 30% of the military is black. So what are you talking about? But anyway, talking to them about it. Oh, I don't want to talk about politics. I'm out of politics, man. I'm done with all that stuff. You misled a lot of people to put us in a position that is far worse than where we were at. So King of Now, I hope I said that right. King of Now says, as a former airman, bruh, I have given up on this system. Well, I've given up on it as well, but I have so much vested in it, not necessarily for me, but for the future, and, personally, I'm out, but, I'm going to stay in. So, it is still the best thing going in the world. It's just that we have the wrong people that have been in there far too long that know how to solve these problems. And that's what I think the problem is. You're aware that the average age of the Democratic leadership is 73 years old. That's my mom's and dad's generation. 73 years old, they're still in power. Sunlight says, yeah, okay, you heard that? Yeah, not surprised. Yeah, and Olivia, you're laughing. So, but, it just doesn't make sense to me that they don't know how to count their numbers. Even if I had two, just like they're doing up in the Senate, they're asking Joe Manchin, what is it that you want? We'll give it to you. We need that vote. That vote is a very powerful vote. That's why we tell you guys, your vote is very powerful. You just don't vote Democrat because your mama voted Democrat, your daddy voted Democrat, your granddaddy voted Democrat. If your vote wasn't so important, they wouldn't be trying to get it. But I feel that you shouldn't just be throwing it away just to throw it away. Make them earn it. I don't care if you vote Republican or Democrat or independent, like myself. I'm in recovery. I still want to, cheer for the Democratic Party, but I can't. Look at what they're doing. What they're doing is, okay, they keep telling you that the Republicans are obstructing. But didn't we not tell you that Donald Trump is a lifelong Democrat that posed as a Republican? Did we not tell you that Joe Manchin is a Republican that poses as a Democrat? Dianne Feinstein is a Republican that poses as a Democrat. So what does all that mean? That they're posing in these different enclaves. Okay, I'm going to tell you what it means. What it means, I'm going to take my glasses off because I see the refraction, you guys. What it actually means is this. And I know a lot of people don't want to believe this. Both of these parties are the same. And we've been telling you guys this over and over again. They're the same people. Both parties uphold white supremacy. Why is it that it's more important to put more money in the pockets of people who already have it than it is to uplift black people who are owed a debt? Anybody can answer that question at any time. By giving and paying the debt to black people, right, King of Now, two sides of the same coin. Exactly. But a lot of people don't realize that because they're playing this game of political football. See, it's them. See, it's them. Oh, no, it's generational. It's the moderates versus the progressives. And it's this versus the socialists versus democracy. And then we fall into that trap. A lot of people fall into that trap because we do not understand sports. You have a lot of people who are bandwagon fans. Okay? I'm a long-suffering Dallas Cowboy fan, okay? Been a Dallas Cowboy fan all my life. I'm a longtime Laker fan. I am with them ride or die no matter what. All the Cowboy jokes, I hear them. All I can do is laugh because you know what? It is what it is, right? But how many people, let's talk about basketball, were Michael Jordan fans? They're like, oh, I love Chicago. I love Chicago. No. You're a Michael Jordan fan. You're not a Chicago fan. Because when Michael Jordan left Chicago, I couldn't find a Chicago Bulls fan. And then let's talk about basketball again. Everybody, it was Lakers and the Kobe and all that other stuff. Then all of a sudden it was Golden State. Everybody's a Golden State fan. You know what I mean? Where are those people at? And that's how we do our politics. We do it like sports. Bandwagon. And it's just crazy. It is just crazy. Thunder says, Mr. Smith representing Americans, Mr. Martinez representing Latinos, Mr. Nguyen representing Asians, Mr. Luther Jenkins representing everybody. This is why we can't get in because of Luther. Exactly. Thank you, Thunder. Thank you. And that's the thing. And here's the thing. they try to shame black people into, they try to shame us because we want to represent ourselves. We want to just be, to ourselves. But our parents, we got to help everybody. We're the civil rights people. We out there fighting for everybody. But who's fighting for us? We can't even get the Emmett Till bill passed. They showed how this kid was murdered, and then there's an actual documentary where the people that murdered him actually admitted how they did it. And they put it in, I think it was Look magazine back in the 1960s. And they told the whole story because they were acquitted because there's a thing called double jeopardy. Unless you're R. Kelly or Bill Cosby, then that's a different situation. But you guys know where I'm going with that. When it's black people, you could put black people in double jeopardy, but white people, you can't do that. And they admitted what they did, right? So it was such an outrage to see how this young man was treated and murdered. We're going to do the Emmett Till bill. That is still sitting in the Senate to this very day. We can't get a George Floyd bill passed, and yet we have 40 plus votes in the House that can push for that bill to go and just hold up all the legislation, just what they're doing now. It's just more important that we got to help everybody. This infrastructure bill that they want to do and build back better, please, somebody in the comments, name me a major black building corporation that builds. Black people do not build in this country. When I was in the Dominican Republic and I was in Panama, I was telling my friends over there, we don't build, we buy. Not saying that we can't build. They don't want us to build anymore because it's a lucrative thing for them. That's why they have these trade unions, and the trade unions are really racist, and they try to keep black people out of these unions. That's why you have like your own black unions. Even the police department has their own black unions. The racism is so damn prevalent. But that's what this infrastructure bill is going to do. It's going to put more money into the pockets of the people that already have it. And then the new buffer class, the Hispanics, are going to get a lot of that money because they are building. Black people, we don't build. And King of Now says, yep, the Anti-Lynching Act, just for symbolism at this point. Exactly. I mean, it's murder one, capital one, but damn, it's been sitting there for 60 years. You can't pass something that's been sitting in that damn Senate for 60 years, even based on symbolism. You know what it is? Oh, no, that's a specific black bill, so we can't pass that one because, only black people get lynched in the United States, So Thunder says, Chinatown, that's okay. Little Italy, that's okay. Little Havana, that's okay. Negroville, well, that's racist. Please make it make sense. Exactly. The black spot. Can we have an area that we can call our own? Olivia says, that's one thing that always bothered me, being that our people literally built mainly everything. Right. But we don't build anymore. If you go down to Panama and you go to the Dominican Republic, you go to Costa Rica, and you go to all these countries outside of the United States, they are building, except in Haiti. They don't want to build in Haiti. They're building, okay? Haiti's, that's a whole different podcast, and I'm going to get into that on a whole different podcast. But send them niggas back. Sorry, send them back. I don't like the way they're being treated, but this, again, shows you. Don't come over here just to take up all these benefits, okay? You want to experience this white man? Experience all of this white man. I am not shocked that them Negroes are being knocked in the head and sent back on goddamn planes and trains and buses. But wait. But if you're Latin, you can stay, go somewhere, get an American chick pregnant, and then there's your anchor baby. Then we got to let you stay in the country. No problem. Oh, you're black. Oh no, we don't want you to do that. You got to go back. We don't want you leaving anything up in this piece. So yeah, I'm looking at this gamesmanship and I'm saying she has less than 20 people in her caucus. And she is playing hardball with the big ballers. And she's getting away with it because she's holding up the agenda. And now they have to listen to her if they want their shit passed. 53 members of the Congressional Black Talkers, and we can't get a damn thing passed. Even the symbolic stuff. You know, I don't understand it. Make it make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. Thunder says, even the Masons have a black and a white lodge, and the Knights of Columbus have a black section called the Knights of Peter Claver. This is just how America was and is. Exactly. And, I'm not saying it makes it right, but like you said, this is what this country was founded on. This is what it was built on. Olivia says, yeah, and now, of course, they're retracting what they said about them abusing, whipping them at the border. Of course, it wasn't a bridal. Okay, I don't give a damn if it was an outright chain whip. The way you were wielding it is wrong. It's as simple as that. The way you were wielding it. I didn't see no border agents when the Mexicans were coming across the border doing that. I didn't see them doing that. Again, when will these people realize that America isn't all peaches and cream? When I was over there, they're talking about America and they're saying, and this has been all my travels, they make America seem, it's like they watch old John Wayne movies and think America is like that. I'm like, no, there's nothing. I'm in a third world country, Dominican Republic. I didn't see one homeless person. Went to Panama, did not see one homeless person. Of course, their culture is different. They take care of their family members and all that other stuff. But shouldn't we be doing that as well? I think that's in all of our cultures, to take care of our family members. No. We hot girl summer. We twerking. And then we wonder, you got this feminism, which is another show. We got this feminism that tells women they don't need men, and yet they're doing all the stuff that they're doing and then get upset that men don't want to defend them. You said you didn't need us. I'm confused. We're confused here. And if Demetra was here today, I would say the exact same thing. So anyway, Thunder says, who are the members of the CBC and what districts do they represent? It's a vast group of people. Sheila Jackson Lee is a part of it. That's down in Houston. Auntie Maxine is a member of it. Bass, all of them. You name the most popular do-nothing black representatives, they're all a member of it. But you can go to their website and you can see everybody and what districts they represent and all that other stuff. And speaking of Carolyn Bass, after 6 months of wasting our time talking about getting rid of qualified immunity, remember when the first 2 months, they were like, oh yes, we're on a path and we're going to change the whole system. And it looks like everything's going to go. We just got to get over this one little thing with Mr. Scott, and it's a go. 5 months later, can't get nothing done. Sorry. Karen Bass is now going to run for mayor of Los Angeles. You have a record of failure, and you think you are now qualified to run for mayor. You're going to just duck your head and go run for mayor, do something else. This is black leadership. Black politicians ain't shit. Olivia says they're upset because the white folks are now the minority. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, things are changing. And they're looking out for their future, children and grandchildren. But what these older people do not realize is your future grandchildren are now part Hispanic on a whole. And nothing you can do about that. Yeah, and Anise says we should take care of our family. And we should. We should, but it's kind of hard to take care of your family when you're a permanent underclass and you don't have the funds to do it. Yeah, you got Obamacare, but then again, Anise, when you're black people, and I have a mom, and and my mom is a military woman, and so she was very alpha-centric. You know what I mean? She had 2 boys, so she had to do what she had to do. My mom kicked ass first and then asked questions. Okay, so when you have a parent that is very strong, and you know how black folks are, when you got those strong mamas and those strong grandmamas, they say, leave me alone, and da-da-da-da, you just leave them alone. You know what I mean? Because they're going to have it their way regardless, right? And then they get sicker and sicker and sicker until by the time you really can step in and do something, they're pretty much on their last leg. And if that's the way they want to go, that's the way they want to go. But that's in our culture, you know, to let them do what they want to do. Because again, a lot of them have bought into feminism or I'm strong and independent and they don't need anybody's help. You know what I mean? So, you know, we really got to get back to our raw culture of a village. We really got to get back to that. Olivia says, but the Hispanics are classifying themselves as white in most cases. Yeah, absolutely they are. Absolutely. Because when you go to Latin countries like Cuba, you go to Mexico and stuff like that, the lighter Latins, they're white. They consider themselves white. But you're right. Even the darker ones come here and consider themselves white. How many people have been on my Facebook page where I put up a clip from the movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, Mississippi Masala, starring Denzel Washington? How many of you guys remember that part where Denzel told the father, you come from wherever you come from, dark as I don't know what, then you come here and you acting white and thinking you're better than us, when we know you're only a few shades from this right here. That has never been so true. So, yeah, it's just sad. But, you know, but here's the thing, though. Who is allowing them to do this? The white folks. So if the white folks are in the minority, which they are right now, technically, and we have all of this power in Congress right now, remember, we only have 9 years to go before black people are totally irrelevant politically. Why are these people still making decisions and just occupying a seat? Sunlight says the so-called white minority will still run things. Yeah, they are comfortable as long as they're in power. It's just like what's going on in South Africa. The white folks over there are comfortable over there, even though they don't run the country politically. They have all the economic power. So they're cool. They've got their cordoned off communities and stuff. They're fine. Long as they have the economic money and the power and they can buy off their little black politicians, doesn't matter to them. Anise says, our family took care of both my grandmothers. They died on family homes, not hospitals. Yeah, and we really need to get back to that because that's what it's going to come down to. And that's basically, like I said, we are a permanent underclass. People say, oh, we're not a permanent underclass. Yeah, we are. And I'm going to say this. Do you know how you ladies, and I use the ladies a lot because men, fundamentally, we don't really change too much other than these feminized men, this new generation of men. You ladies love getting your hair and your nails done and your toes done, and that's all good and great, right? They're doing the same exact thing in third world countries. They're doing the exact same thing. What you're doing here, they're doing it there at a lower economic level, but I didn't see one female there that didn't have her nails done. The difference is this. They didn't go to Ling Ling to get their nails done. They're getting it done within their community among themselves. And you know, and that's the big difference. There is no Ling Ling out there opening up a salon and nail shop in the Dominican Republic. That's not going to happen. And Thunder says, yes, and it begins at home. We can change our condition in one generation by having life insurance and teaching financial responsibility to the next generation. Right. We have been conditioned by the civil rights era generation. Oh, we can take our money down to Woolworth. We going downtown. We going to force ourselves into the counters and make them take our money. That is crazy to me when I look at it and I look back and I remember when my grandmother and grandfather wouldn't go downtown. They were like, no, we're going to go over here into the black community. And then my mom and my aunts and all of the next generation, my parents' generation, they wanted to go downtown and spend their money rather than spend it at the local store that had been there for 3 or 4 decades, you know, black owned. Now, oh, the civil rights era, we could go downtown. And that's where they took their money. And then that era, my parents' era, what do you think they taught us? To consume, buy, spend your money with the white man, spend your money with the white man. And then what happened to the black businesses? They folded. We had more black doctors, more black lawyers, more black everything before integration. How many of you guys know that? Sunlight says, the solution, in my opinion, is to disengage from this political system and build our own economic first floor, all hands on deck to be effective. You're absolutely right. I mean, we need to disengage. Show them that, hey, if we vote Republican, we ain't getting shit. We definitely been voting Democrat, we ain't getting shit. So it's like tic-tac-toe. Why don't any of you guys play tic-tac-toe anymore? You want to know why you don't play? The game always ends up in a draw. There's never a winner, right? So why play? It's like the movie War Games. The computer had to learn that in some situations, it's just best not to play. That's what we've got to learn. We've got to learn that lesson. Olivia says, I do my own hair, nails, and toes, so they'll never get my money. Amen to you. Amen. Black people need gated communities all over America. I'm just saying. Well, Anise, they actually have them. It's called the Hood. It's called Yonkers, those little boroughs in New York and stuff. I mean, we actually have them. It's called the Projects. That's where they're encamping us. That's where they're doing us. But no, I know what you mean when you're saying that. And the Pioneer, good afternoon. Finally caught you live, Pioneer. Yes, you finally did. I'm also doing a podcast. I got about 10 minutes left on the podcast, but I'm going to continue as I go. But Pioneer says, good afternoon and sunlight and chat to family. Pioneer, Brother Don, do you know if you and Demetra will do a live on her show today? No, we're actually doing it right now. That's why I'm doing it right now, because I got some other things I got to catch up on. I had jury duty this week. They hit me up for jury duty. I got in Monday morning. It's a nightmare. And so I got to be on standby. It's just a mess. I was just like, oh my God. But I showed up. I went down there, checked in. I was a day late. I checked in. They were like, okay, we'll put you in the pool. So I'm just waiting for it to pan out. So yeah. But Demetra's actually taking care of some business. So she will be back on her show Sunday for sure. So let's see. Thunder says, King of Now says, yep. Thunder says, hold the damn vote. Pioneer says, Brother Don, you're preaching today. We had far more business during segregation than we have today. Yeah. So-called integration made too many of our people lazy. Yep. I always say that integration was the worst thing that happened to us. Right. And then now that we talk about separation, just like some of you guys said earlier, oh, that's racist. Wait. We just want to, hey, you know what? We don't want the Hispanic folks. We don't want the Asians. We don't want white. We want to do our own thing. Oh, no, we won't let you guys do your own thing. But you're letting them do it. No, but we don't want you niggas to get together and, start forming your own shit and start building again. Because when you guys start doing that, you become an economic power. Even though we're already an economic power in that we have $1.73 trillion that we give away. But just think if we started building again. How many of you guys saw the thing I put up on my Facebook post where I was saying and telling young black people, men and women, to get into the plumbing trades and get into the building trades, because that's where the money is going to be going. Aviation trades, these really technical trades that we've lost the skill to do. It hurts me when I see a 16-year-old kid, a young man that has a car, he can't change the oil. And all you got to do is just remove the thing, let the damn drip thing do, it's, woo, sad. Olivia says, we actually have ladies' night every 2 weeks in my family where we fix each other's hair, nails, and even do massages for the elders. Ooh, that is so nice. I wish I could find somebody that will do something like that for me. Anise says, integration killed black entrepreneurship on many levels. White ice was colder. You sound like Demetra. Brother Don, Pioneer says, well, if Demetra doesn't do a show today, then that means you have to stay on for a couple of hours. Come on, bro. Wait. I'm in the jury pool. I just got back in the country. I'm still trying to catch up on all these. Today's the 1st. I got to pay all my bills. I'm trying to catch up and see how much money I spent when I was over there. And I spent a lot of money. Yes, I did get in some, what does Jada Pinkett Smith says? Is it not relationships, but some encounters? I did have some encounters there. But the Pioneer says, a Caucasian man was calling me racist the other day because I said black folks need to build our own schools and hospitals. I asked him, did he feel the same way about Hebrew schools? And he shut up. Yep. They don't want us to get together to do anything. You know, it's just sad. And then our leaders are like, agree with them. Or servants. I keep saying leaders. I got to stop that. Sunlight says, Sunlight says, don't go there. Ask Demetra's baby sis. Yeah, I know. Entanglements. Right. I did get in a few entanglements, you know, when I was down there. So, I mean, come on. I'm down there to spread democracy. What am I'm supposed to do? Sit there and watch? You know, I'm a halfway decent looking guy. I mean, I just wanted to see what was going on. Work on my Spanish, you know. Olivia says exactly, and I hate them putting us in people of color category. We are black and need to know our truth. Yeah, when I was down in especially in Panama, I kept telling them, I'm not a gringo. I'm a negro norteamericano. I'm a black American, you know. A Pioneer says, our people have a laziness problem, and as long as we have other people cooking for us, fixing our appliances, and building our houses, too many of our people refuse to do it themselves. Yeah, and it's sad. And, you know, and unfortunately, ladies, I'm not like coming down on you. I understand it. But because you guys decide to go it alone, you guys are one of the prime reasons why money is leaving our communities, because you are spending it with other groups to fix problems that if you had a man, or if there was, you know, that old, you know, I'm not saying you can't get a man. You guys know where I'm going with this. You know what I mean? The money would stay in our community, and, you know, instead of like loving your sons, maybe we need to start teaching our sons to be men and prepare them to be men and make them do shit. That's a serious, serious problem. The Pioneer says, seriously, Donovan, will you give us at least until noon? I got things to do. No, but I'll see what I can do. Like I said, I got the podcast. The podcast is going to end in like 3 minutes. So I'm going to kind of sit and chat and do all that other good stuff with you guys. Thunder says, we have two things that we have control over. That one is our vote and the other is our dollar. Let's put our money behind our own candidates in local elections and use our votes to put them in power. Exactly. We said in the last election, down ballot, vote your interest. You know, that judge that's running, the sheriff. How many of you guys know a lot of places where people that are sheriffs, a lot of them have no law enforcement background. They were voted in to be sheriffs. But here's the problem. We can vote in a black sheriff, but what do? They tote the blue line. You know, we're our unapologetic black servants that just don't give a damn. They call it the way they call it. And I know a lot of them have been shot down, but where are the new ones that are standing up? Or are we all cowards? Thunder says, we have two. Okay. Sunlight says, oh, you guys are talking right there. You know, and that's what I always look at, and I wonder, where are our unapologetic servants that are just saying, this is some bullshit. This is what's going on. This is what everybody seems to me auditioning for their next job. Oh, I'll do Congress for a little while. If I can get into the White House, great. I'll write a book. Then after the book, I'll go work for CNN or MSNBC. You know, they're just auditioning for the next available job. And that's what it seems to me that, you know, they just keep doing, you know? So for those of you guys that are on the podcast, continue to join me as we continue to talk about this. We're on YouTube. Just check me out on YouTube. Demetra K will be back on Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Demetra K Show. We're going to chop it up with Demetra then. But in the meantime, you guys, thank you guys on the podcast for joining me. We're going to look into this a little bit more. Watch the gamesmanship and how they keep pointing the fingers at each other, and at the last minute, they're going to get their money, but they can't bring anything to the floor for black people. Nancy Pelosi said it. I will only bring bills to the floor that have the vote. Do you mean to tell me black people don't have the vote to get a study? Think about it. Talk to you guys next week. So anyway.